This essay is about it is about the changes in me emotionally when I spent about a month in Myanmar, which used to be called Burma, um, 3 years ago, exactly 3 years ago. Um, while I was there, I had two absolutely excellent tour guides. Tin, who was a young guy who lived down near Yangon and um, took through Yangon and took me to the Golden Rock, and and he was excellent. I mean, he knew more about English poetry than I did. The other tour guide was Momo, and she lived up near Inle Lake, up in the northern part of Myanmar. But both of them knew about um, the changes in me emotionally. Um, there are a couple of events there that changed my life. One was going to a protest rally in Shuli Bagoda in Yangon. In fact, Tin was the one who was with me at that time. Um, I had I interviewed Min Konan when I first got to Yangon, then went up north, came back, and he invited me to their Independence Day luncheon on January 4th. And during the luncheon, he leaned over and said, "Hey, Alan, would you like to go to a protest rally at Shuli Bagoda?" The 8888 uprising took place on August 8th, 1988, near Shuli Bagoda. And I've written about this a dozen times easily, about walking around in that protest rally and not understanding a word in Burmese. And all I could hear in my mind was Joan Baez singing, "We Shall Overcome." That single event, it, it morphed me back and forth between the United States and Myanmar. United States back in the 60s during the Civil Rights Movement, and Myanmar in their human rights protests and dealing with their military government. But when I was up and around Inle Lake, Momo's heard all about going to the rally in Shuli Bagoda and how that changed me. And I don't recall exactly what she had to stop at her home for. She had to pick up some documents so that I could go to some other place on my trip. And and there happened to be a holiday that day, and her 9-year-old daughter was home. And this young gal's name is TT. And she wanted to play Scrabble with me. And we spent an hour playing that. And that was the other transformative event that took place within Myanmar on that trip 3 years ago. I see TT as my granddaughter, and I care about her. And I wanted to go back and see Momo and her family, but also to see TT again. I went originally 3 years ago to try to interview the lady, Aung San Suu Kyi. I tried for months and months and months before I even left the United States. And then when I was in Myanmar, I tried for that month to make connections and was never able to do it. Came back, and I'm still in the effort of, now I know how to get to her office, and I've gone through the American Embassy. They've emailed copies of my emails to them, to the Myanmar government. And everybody's told me that it's going to take a while. If you get an interview, that's fine, but if you do, it'll be a while. And Momo and I write back and forth several times each month, and she keeps me abreast on what the lady is doing, where she's traveling next, and where she's going to be back in the country again. And I've expressed my my desire to get all my ducks in order, so that if I get that interview, I can take off right away and go to Myanmar. And in those emails back and forth, I've experienced lots of setbacks for various reasons. And Momo, who I see as kind of a 21st century female version of Don Quixote, she's always telling me, keep on dreaming. And in her last email to me that I mentioned in this essay, was a one line. I mean, it was a long email, but it was a one line that just jumped out at me. Momo said, "Big dreams never run smooth." She knows that I'm a dreamer, but she's also warning me about, you can be a dreamer, but your dreams aren't going to be smooth all your life, especially when it comes to coming back to Myanmar. So this is a long introduction to a halfway decent sized essay, but it expresses my emotional feelings about how important the people in Myanmar are to me. In the meantime, you take care. Thank you for your time.